A June colloquium at UC San Diego was held to recognize the community science project on animal cognition. The event was catered, but not with any dog food. Too bad for Oski and Mila, who you could argue were guests of honor. Taylor Arco is the owner of Mila, who has a lot to say.
She uses attention words like scritches or love you a lot. And she also likes to ask for a walk, and she never lets us forget when it's time to eat. So eat.
Arco is talking about the buttons her dog Mila pushes on a soundboard on the floor to tell humans what's on her mind. The soundboard has an array of buttons set into plastic tiles that owners can arrange however they want. When pushed, the buttons say things like play, outside, eat, and scritches, which are scratchy caresses that dogs like. Mila is a husky-collie mix who Taylor says uses 31 words. She has about 240,000 followers on Instagram.
So our goal was never to hit a certain word count or a certain number of followers. Our goal was just to improve her quality of life. So we only add buttons that we think she's really going to use on like a daily basis and things that are going to benefit her. So long as she has a need to communicate or a need for a new word, will continue.
Arco is one of 1,200 people in 47 countries expected to provide data about their dog's ability to communicate. This science project is led by UC San Diego cognitive scientist Federico Rossano. He says studying cognition in animals helps us understand what is uniquely human thinking and what is shared with other creatures. And giving dogs a talking soundboard?
We try to see whether A, they can learn symbols, like human children, for example, could. And B, once you teach them this, what kind of use do they make of these tools, basically? So do you start seeing things like what a child would do, which is once you get to 40, 50 words, you start putting them together into sentences.
Can dogs form sentences? Based on the evidence he's seen so far, Rossano gives a qualified yes. It's his working hypothesis.
So, for example, Bunny, the most famous participant in our study, would say things like, dog, want, cat, down. To basically say, I want the cat that is sitting up there to calm down. And so we'll literally just push all these buttons one after the other.
Bunny, the famous talking dog. She's a sheepadoodle in Washington state with millions of TikTok followers. In one very well-known video, Bunny tells her owner something is wrong. She presses the buttons for mad and then ouch.
Where's your ouch?
Bunny responds by pressing the button that says paw.
In your paw? Let me see your paw.
Then her owner finds a small wooden spike of a foxtail stuck in Bunny's left paw. Rossano says there's a risk in studying animal intelligence, and that's overinterpretation, which means seeing what you want to see in an animal's behavior. Leo Trottier is CEO of Fluent Pet, the company that makes the soundboards Bunny and many other dogs use. Speaking of overinterpretation, Trottier cites the famous example of Hans the horse, who people thought could do math. You'd ask him, what's 3 plus 7, and he'd stamp his foot 10 times. People soon realized that his owner or the audience would exhale or adopt a satisfied expression when Hans reached the correct answer.
That led to a thing that's called the clever Hans effect, where it's animals pay attention to subtle cues that we might not even recognize that we're giving off in order to provide us with the answers that we might want to see.
Rossano says answers to overinterpretation rely on more data and careful analysis. For example, he says dogs have to be able to repeat the same request if they see the human doesn't respond the first time. He adds that this research could lead to benefits for dogs and for humans. What if a dog that works in law enforcement could inspect luggage and tell you, smell gun or smell bomb? One of the dog owners in the UC San Diego study, Allie Strauss, said she wishes her dog, Oski, could do what Bunny does and tell her when it hurts.
To get him to press ouch or press help or press hurt, sad,
Right.
Just because it would be really nice for him. I don't want him to suffer. I don't want him to be in pain.
With communication like that, we could bring our age-old symbiotic relationship with dogs to a whole new level. With Cooper, I'm Thomas Fudge, KPBS News.